I've been playing Red Dead Redemption 2 this week.
Right.
And last week, and putting a lot of time into it. And for the most part, enjoying my time.
Oh, yeah?
But
yeah, you were hyped for this, weren't you?
Yes, I was. And the first week I had played it and talked about it here, I'd only played it for a couple of hours, and I was like, this game is great. This is exactly what I wanted. As I continue to play and put more time into it, I get further and further and further away from that feeling.
Really?
Yeah. So Tabata leaving Square Enix and this Final Fantasy property that he saved, essentially, reminds me of about a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago, there was a big Rockstar thing where executive producer Leslie Benzies left Rockstar under some really crazy circumstances. He wasn't getting his royalties from Grand Theft Auto 5. And if you look at every game from Grand Theft Auto 3, San Andreas, I think even Grand Theft Auto 2, he was the lead on that. But 3, Vice City, San Andreas, 4, Red Dead Redemption, 5, he was executive producer and a lead on those games. And then he left because they weren't paying him. They were kind of pushing him out. And the thing that was interesting about that is because emails had come out where he had published emails that he had received from Rockstar saying, we are in trouble on this project. We need Benzies. We need Leslie Benzies. We need to move him onto this project. He needs to help us finish because we are lost. And I feel like Red Dead Redemption 2 needed Leslie Benzies as an editor, needed him as a producer, needed him as a supervisor, because this game is all over the place.
I kind of felt that way when I played the first one. Not necessarily like all over. I mean, like there was just so much all over the place on the map.
Yeah. But
which maybe the people like. I didn't like.
Red Dead Redemption 1 is in
got lost.
Top 3 favorite games of the last generation. Top 3. It is an amazing game. Ambient storytelling, ambient missions, all the stuff that they did in Grand Theft Auto 5 were like, oh, there's a little dot over here. Let's go see what's going on.
Yeah.
Came from Red Dead Redemption. And the first game, Grand Theft Auto 4 had online, but Red Dead Redemption had online that was free roam and everybody on a map and things like that. Then Grand Theft Auto 5 took that and made that better, obviously. But this game needed an editor bad. It needed somebody to come in the office, kick the fucking door down, and go, guys, these controls suck. Animations suck. Fix them. There was obviously nobody to do that. Because when you push forward on your thumbstick to walk, it's like you push forward, and then he starts moving. If you're on a horse, you push forward, and then the horse starts walking. Really? When you pull back to stop, like if you let go of the stick, they keep going for a little bit more. And I understand momentum, and that's fine, and physics and stuff, and you want it to be a simulation more of a game. Cool. But if I want to stop and I pull back on the stick, he keeps going forward and then leans back and stops. And it's like, it's just not comfortable to play. The controls are bad. Deadeye's kind of ruined. Because in the first game, you would go into Deadeye, which was like your slow-mo thing, and you would move your cursor over your enemies, and it would tag them. Tag. And then you hit the shoot button, and he fires from the hip and takes them out.
That's cool.
This one, you hit Deadeye, you draw your weapon, and it's like, and then you have to actually pull the trigger to initiate the gunshot. And once you do that, you can only shoot once, and then you come out of Deadeye, and you got to go back in and do it again. It's really poor design. I like most of the story. I like most of the characters. The game doesn't really care about your time, which I think is fine. I can get past that, where they specifically want me to ride across this expansive map. Like, I get that. They want to immerse me in the game. And this is the thing that really does bother me about the game the most, is like, this isn't just a video game. This is an immersive experience. This is a world we want you in. We want you to live the life of Arthur Morgan, an outlaw at the end of the generation of outlaws, trying to cope with that life and like tell you all these things. And it's like, yeah, I'm fucking in. And then you get in and it's like, oh, by the way, here's your health meter, and inside is a health core, and you got to make sure your health core is full or your health meter doesn't regenerate. Here's a stamina core, same thing. Here's your Deadeye core, same thing. Your horse has a health and a stamina core also. So it's like, This is more than just a video game. Here's some video game shit that you have to manage. And not in like a fun simulation way. Not like, yo, dude, you haven't taken a bath in a couple weeks and everybody's telling you how smelly you are, which is a thing that happens. And that's and that's fine. I'm for stuff like that. Or like, you haven't eaten in 3 days. You're underweight. So you'll move faster, but you're going to move slower when you have heavy stuff on your back.
Yeah.
Things like that, I'm okay with. You know, you're overweight. You're going to move slower. I'm okay with that. So, but like, then you like give these super video gamey tropes where it's like I said, they keep telling me how it's supposed to be an immersive experience. And we want you to forget you're playing a video game. But you can't forget you're playing a video game because you got to manage this, and this. And it's frustrating because every once in a while I'll get into a really good groove and I'll feel that immersion and I'll feel it. And then I'll be riding down the path to my next mission because I just completed a mission and I get held up by a group of 10 people and shot and killed because you know what? I wasn't paying attention to my health core. And that's happened to me so many fucking times and it's obnoxious. And it makes the game not fun. I am constantly impressed by this game. I am just not having fun all the time. And I always had fun with Red Dead 1. Or Red Dead Redemption 1.
How's the majority of people reactions to it?
There's a lot more people that are saying the things I'm saying than I thought were going to say it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because like it was definitely the minority. There are definitely people talking about blind following earlier. There are definitely people like this game is perfect, 10 out of 10, game of the year, and it's like yeah, but you were saying that before you even played the fucking game. So you're gonna keep saying it so you don't sound like a hypocrite or stupid for saying something like that before you even played the game. And if you go back to the things when we covered this game, I always said, I'm on a wait and see, guys.
Right.
Red Dead 1 is one of my favorite games of all time. I'm on a wait and see. I don't know what they can do that'll make me want this, because I don't think I want this. And then they started saying stuff about gameplay. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. Immersion, yeah, that's cool. And they never once mentioned your fucking stamina core and your health core and your Deadeye core and this and that. And they never mentioned that stuff. And then you get that stuff and it's like, oh, this is a game. Oh, yeah. Maybe it's my own fault for getting my expectations up way too high. But at the same time...
That does sound kind of annoying, though.
They had no choice but to be there because of how I felt about that first game and how good it was. There are people that don't like that game and they have complaints, and they're valid complaints. I understand some of them. But you can't say that Red Dead Redemption 1 is not a good game. You can say, you know what? It's not for me. This game, however, well, it may not, maybe this isn't for me, but I really don't feel like this is a good game. So I gotta say that because I don't want to get it completely twisted and say this is a terrible game, because it's not. This is a good game. Red Dead Redemption 1 was a fucking amazing game. This is a good game. And I'm let down. But when I'm not playing it, I'm like, I want to play it more. But I went from thinking like this game was going to be maybe my game of the year because of how much I loved the first one, to right now, unless something major happens with the story that really like draws me back in and I can get past the mechanical stuff, it's not even in my top 5 of games I played right now. And I still haven't finished Detroit. And I haven't played Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But Red Dead 2 is not in my top 5 right now.
Wow.
And it really bums me out. Because I wanted this game to be... I literally wanted this game to be the second coming of Red Dead Redemption. But it really isn't. Like, it's not. In so many ways, it's not. And I really do feel like it all goes back to when Leslie Benzies left the company. Because all the emails that came out from him and other places that were leaked, they always said, like, when things got out of control, they would always call Leslie Benzies in to help finish up. And he was their editor. And he was the guy who cracked the whip and said, no, we can't do things like this. You want to do this? You got to make it like this. And this game obviously didn't fucking have anybody doing that.
Interesting.
For the 1,000 people or whatever that have worked on this game, I literally think it's 1,000 people have touched this game in some way. Not one of them had the balls to say, I don't think this is working, guys. We got to do it a different way. And it really bothers me. And I see a lot of people who are like, I love this game. And I'm so glad that people are loving this game, but I'm not. And I was one of the biggest defenders and one of the loudest defenders of the people I knew that was talking about how amazing Red Dead Redemption 1 was. And always telling Bryce, you like Grand Theft Auto 5? Go do yourself a favor. Go back and play Red Dead Redemption 1. Because that is where all this shit in Grand Theft Auto 5 that is better now started. And now Bryce went out and got Red Dead 2, and he's going to play Red Dead 2. I don't know how much time he's put into it. I don't know how he feels about it. But I don't, like, it's not as good as Grand Theft Auto 5. It's not as good. It looks better. It sounds better. But it's not as good of a game as those. And, like, a similar thing happened with me and Bryce also back when Guitar Hero came out. I had played Guitar Hero 1 and Guitar Hero 2 and was, like, always singing the praises of Guitar Hero games and how good they were. I would take my PlayStation over to his house and we would play, and he's like, yeah, this is fun. He just never got them. But then when Guitar Hero 3 came out, it came out on the Wii and every other fucking console known to mankind at the time. And so he got it on the Wii, and he played it on the Wii. And he's like, "You're right, this is great." And I was like, yeah, but this game is not good compared to the first two. Like, it's a good game, but these first two were fucking great. And I told him all the gripes I had with 3. There was songs that had out-of-sync tracks and charting. Specifically, the Muse song of Knights of Sidonia. Like, it was the track, the note track, and the audio was completely fucking out of sync. How people got around to full comboing that song, I have no idea. Because it's fast, it's a lot of chord changes, and it's completely out of sync at one point in the song. About halfway through, it just completely falls out of sync. And it's on every console. And I was like, the guitar is not as good as the guitars from the last one, because it was the first time we got wireless guitars. First party wireless guitars. And I'm like, no, because now the lag is completely different. This is an inferior game to the ones that came out before. And Bryce loved 3. And I don't want him to love Red Dead Redemption 2 because it is not as good. It is not as good as Red Dead Redemption 1.
That's funny.
So that's what I've been playing. I haven't even been playing Paladins this week because I've been playing Red Dead Redemption 1 or Red Dead Redemption 2 and kind of hating myself for it.
Spider.
Yeah. So, that's it for Red Dead. I'm going to keep checking in. This is not a game I'm going to fucking power through because that's not the way I want to play video games. That's not the way I ever play video games. So, nobody's coming here for a review. If the people that watch us want to hear our takes on things, whenever that may be. But I am going to take a break from Red Dead and play and finish Detroit so we can talk about that next week. Hopefully in a full spoiler cast. Hopefully you remember. I know you played it first, right when it came out.
What?
Detroit.
Oh, yeah.
Now we're 5 months later. I hope you still remember everything that you wanted to talk about it at the time.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's mostly but decisions that you guys made compared to what I made. Although Bryce can kind of see the decisions that I made.
And I see the decisions that both of you have made.
So.
But yeah, so I'm going to keep playing Red Dead. Not because I feel like I have to, but I genuinely want to. Even all the shit I was just talking, I still genuinely want to be playing that game. Because some of the stuff that I do enjoy the most about it is walking around towns and going into the bars and starting fist fights, getting a fucking haircut, making my guy look like Undertaker from 1989, WWF Undertaker from 1989, 1990. That way, I don't get so mad when he's walking so fucking slow. Last night, 2 nights ago, I completely changed him now to look like Walker Texas Ranger, which makes me smile. So I'm trying to find ways to have fun with this game when the fun gets sucked out of it for me sometimes. But I'm going to keep playing it. I'm going to finish the story. I don't think I'll platinum this game. I'll probably won't even 100% the game. I never platinumed Red Dead Redemption 1, but I definitely played through everything, including DLC for that. They did a really awesome Halloween-themed DLC for Red Dead 1, which was so amazing. But yeah.
Cool.
The other thing I don't like about it, and it kind of like, I said it doesn't respect your time. It also doesn't respect the time you spent on the first game, because you grow to love this character, John Marston, from the outset of the first game. And this is a prequel, so John is also in this game. This is the gang he came from. But they go out of their way to tell you how dumb he is and how unreliable he is and how he's a bad father and a bad husband and he's a piece of shit and he doesn't do anything right and fucking John Marston. And it's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Why are you feeling the need to shit all over a character that a lot of people love just for the sake of getting people to like your new character? It's a completely wrong way of thinking. But again, I'm not through the story. Maybe something happens later. Maybe there's a big revelation. I'm sure there is. That's the way Rockstar likes to do these kinds of things. But right now, that's the thing that pisses me off the absolute most, is that they're telling me that the time I spent with the first game was a waste because John Marston is a piece of shit. And I don't agree. So I'm sorry. Go ahead.